Hi and welcome to my channel. My name is Memo and I mainly draw things for a living. The Artist Starter Plan is a calendar I created to help you start learning how to draw if you're a complete beginner or get back into drawing if you haven't done it for a while. The plan goes from drawing simple lines and shapes in the first week, moving on to portrait, gesture, clothing, and full characters by the end of the 31 days. I recorded this as a series of live streams on Instagram, so unfortunately the format is portrait and there's some level of chit-chat throughout the videos. I hope you can still enjoy it, download the calendar for free, and start your own practice. It doesn't need to be the first day of the month to start, just pick day one and build up from there. Let's get started! I am officially on holiday for 3 days. Nice. I'm here in Budapest. I hope you're having a good Monday. So yeah, we got here to Budapest. We did some sightseeing already. Got a coffee. That was nice. And that's literally my extent of going to cities as well. I just really love walking around without a real aim and go to a cafe and have a coffee. And draw in a cafe. That's literally what I like to do in every city in the world. And if you like it too, just let me know in the comments. Anyway, so today we are drawing some more faces, and I have got the references on my iPad because obviously I don't have my computer here, so I can't look at the references and draw. So I'm going to invert the camera, and we are starting with a reference of a kid, because I find that kids sometimes can be really hard to draw. Are you saving these lives? I am. If you go on my profile, you'll see that they're all there as reels. So yeah, I'm starting to draw, the same way that I usually do. With kids, you usually want to keep the lines as round as possible because obviously like kids' faces are like chubby and all. And also round lines inspire more innocence, so again, kids. Also, I tend to do eyes like super big for kids because of course kids' eyes are super big. So I'm putting the nose down a little bit more than I usually would. And there you go. And yeah, so that I can put the eyes up a little bit more. And if you have any questions or like if you have trouble, like drawing kids, or if it's like other areas of drawing that you don't really feel that sure about, please let me know and I will talk about it. Yesterday we had a really fun live where people were asking lots of questions about, the industry and how I find my job and like how can you find jobs as an illustrator. So if that's something that any of you guys are also into, please do let me know. And yeah, I do tend to not do like too big eyelashes on kids because I don't want it to look like they're wearing makeup basically. It's like I don't like it when like portraits of children look a little bit too much like an adult basically. I'm just gonna put this. And also like one thing that I haven't really talked about too much, but I think it's really useful, especially if you're using Procreate or other digital software, is that you can definitely use the lasso tool a lot, when you sketch. Like it's a really invaluable tool, I think. It really, really helps things along. So don't be scared of using the lasso tool. I sometimes feel, especially at the sketch stage, it's better to use the lasso tool than using the erase tool like I did now. Just because the lasso tool, I feel like really helps kind of like make you see things the way that they should be rather than like trying to redraw them. Like with the lasso tool, you can check real quick, like this drawing is really not come along, for example. And I think, that's good that happens sometimes because it teaches you not to give up and just try again. But yeah, I think the lasso tool, as I was saying, it really helps. It really helps like making the image different without having to draw any more lines. So it helps you basically understand what's going on without putting on the effort of drawing more lines and possibly, you know, fucking it up even worse. So I think it's a very useful tool to have in your toolbox. So I'm not gonna be super bothered by drawing hair properly, because that's something that we're going to do tomorrow, where we start worrying about the rest of the face, which is not just like the facial features, but hair. And then later on during the week, we are going to start worrying about other things as well, like you know, outfits and stuff like that. So we are starting to move into almost like character design realm rather. But yeah. Okay, this is sketch number 1. I don't really like it that much, but I'm going to take it. And yeah, and we can move forward and move to the next one. Sometimes I feel like you just have to, you know, even if you're not as inspired and like, you know, a drawing isn't coming along, it's fine. Just move forward and, you know, try with the next one and then the next one. It's like, that's the beauty of sketching as well. That like, I feel like that's one of the issues with the way that in like when you know, when you start posting stuff on social media, there's this pressure that everything needs to be aesthetically pleasing. And that's actually like a real problem, I think, especially for artists who are just starting out, because it gives you this idea that like everything you do needs to be pretty. And actually most of the sketches you do are not pretty, right? So when you do a sketch and it's just not working out, that's good in a way, because it teaches you, as I was saying, like that's fine, you know. Sometimes sketches just don't work out, they don't pan out, and it's fine. So yeah, I think it's important to resume, you know, this idea that sketches are sketches and they don't need to be anything else, you know. Of course, you can then take a sketch and improve it if you want to, you know, like make it into a full portrait, or, you know, you can, yeah, you can like render it, you can, you know, you can dress it up a little and make it prettier so that you can post it and not, you know, and almost make it a post out of it. And that's fine, but it doesn't need to be that for every sketch that you do. Otherwise, yeah, you're just gonna be constantly worried about drawing things that are pretty and not actually learning. For example, I like this sketch, you know, so like it's good that I didn't give up on my sketching session just with my first sketch because I didn't fall in the flow, because, you know, the second one was good. I really enjoyed it. Also, drawing another guy, I feel like with the guys, I'm able to maybe push the shapes a little bit more, because I can draw like face shapes that are a little bit more interesting. Like these guys, for example, it's got like really pointy nose, and I want to make it more cartoony even. So yeah, I mean, I really think drawing guys is something that, oh, sorry, my my tripod was falling over again. I really think I didn't used to draw that many guys in the past, and actually they've almost become my favorite thing to draw. I mean, I still really enjoy drawing women. It's still gonna be probably like my comfort zone forever, because that's just what I, you know, started doing, and that's what I intimately know how to do. But I find guys really fun to draw, especially if I can kind of like push the shapes a little bit more. And to push the shape, it means basically to to just make things a little bit more stylized, a little bit more cartoony. Like this guy, you know, like it's got like a very pointy nose. I'm just pushing a little bit here with this guy's face, basically. And yeah, I mean, if you want me to talk more about the technique, even though it's, you know, it's kind of like what I've done in the past week, and now I'm just kind of putting together all the different things that I have been talking about. And as I was saying before, if you go into my page here on Instagram, you'll be able to see that all the reels for the past 2 weeks are there. And they're all, if you go into the reel tab, you'll see that they're all kind of like put together in a sort of, I like that. I like to put like a little bits of hair that just go the other way sometimes. I think it adds to the wanderlust of the character, I think. But yeah, if you go into my reel tab, you'll see that there's a series, and the first series that is there is this one, the Artist Starter Plan. And if you are joining the Artist Starter Plan, oh, thank you so much. I love waking up and seeing the live drawing with you. It gives me inspiration, reminder for me to do something creative again. That's nice. That's really lovely to hear, or to read rather. But yeah, and if you are drawing something, you're feeling creative, etc., like you can post the result of your creativity on here on EG or other social media, and you can tag me. You can tag me at my name, like Art by Memo, or you can use. Sorry, this keeps like refocusing. I'm really sorry. Or you can use my hashtag for this plan, which is Artist Starter Plan. And yeah, especially if you tag me in your stories, I'm definitely going to see it, and I will repost it. I can't remember what I was talking about before. Kind of got lost here. Yeah, I can't remember. But yeah, I mean, if you look up all those reels that I've done so far, and well done if you have joined in, because we are halfway through. I love joining this session every evening here. It eases up lots of the daily stresses. That's awesome. Thank you so much. I really, really appreciate that, and I'm really happy that it is doing that for you. But yeah, as I was saying, like if you want to look that up, and if you just join now, you can still look up all the classes and sessions that I've done so far. And if you have joined from the start and are looking and are still here, basically, thank you so much. And I hope that you have learned something, or at least you are amused somewhat. And yeah, I hope that you stay here until the end, because we are halfway through. So well done. And I think this is actually the longest that I have stuck with a plan that I made myself, a calendar that I made myself. So yeah, I am pretty pleased with myself. Okay, so this hand looks really terrible, but I'm not worrying about it because I want to move forward quite quickly, and we are going to worry about hands later on this month when we actually start working on gesture and the rest of the body. So yeah, I call this phase complete. So yeah, so here's this phase, and here's our last reference. An older person, because I just love how, like today I wanted to sort of like push my shapes a little bit more. And I think, as I was saying before, older people just really, really help you doing that. Sorry. This is because like older people's like faces are so interesting, like they have so many lines and so much detail. So like this guy. And also it's interesting, like again, we're gonna worry about hair, facial hair as well tomorrow when we start worrying about styling and outfits, etc., etc. But these guys' hair, like facial hair, is pretty good to draw, I think. And especially like when you have to draw beards, I feel like if you are working in a cartoony style, you can totally just make it a shape that is, and that's also what I do with hair. But again, we're going to talk about it more tomorrow. But basically what I usually do is that I don't consider, like each strand of hair like you would do if you were doing like a more sort of like traditional portrait. But I prefer to basically just look at the shape of the hair and work with that. So in this case, like the shape of the nose is kind of bulbous, like this, and then underneath you have the mustache. And like with guys as well, thank you. With guys, I prefer not to even like, I kind of like draw the lips in between the mustache and the beard if they have a beard. So like here, for example, I would do the mustache and then underneath the beard. And you can see like the beard starting here from under the lower lips. And then the beard, I kind of, as I was saying, like I kind of do like a full shape. And then from there, I make like little bits of hair, sort of like filling out and fanning about, but not too many. And also this guy has got a very pronounced scowl, which is fun. It's always difficult to render that sort of like gaze looking into the distance, because you can't really, like, it almost looks like they're just like not focusing on anything, right? And so it's a little bit more difficult to maintain the expression, I think. But there you go. This is my older guy with a big beard who looks a little bit like Santa. And so yeah, I guess this is all the faces that I have planned to do today. I started with this one. Yeah, this one of the little girl that personally I just don't think it works. It doesn't look very much like the reference, and it doesn't look very much like a kid, to be honest. And it's a little bit flat. It's just all the things that I wouldn't normally do, but I started, and because I haven't drawn anything today because I was working, and I was traveling. So usually when I start these sessions, I've been drawing for work during the day, and so my hand is a little bit warmer. Instead, today it was completely cold, and you can see it because the likeness isn't there, and I think it's just not very pushed in terms of personality and characteristics. But then after this one, I went on to do this, which I think is one of the two best drawings I did today. I did it very fast, and I think the likeness is there, definitely more than the other one, and it's a little bit more pushed. It's got some nice kind of like clear shapes here, a clear kind of like line of action, even though it's a still image. So yeah, I was really happy with that one. And then I moved on to this guy, and I actually really like how pushed this image is. I would probably even take this one and render it a little bit. I think it seems to me like sort of guy from like a period piece, and kind of like a little bit dorky. Maybe he's a librarian or like an archaeologist or something like that. And yeah, and then I did this girl, and I quite like this one. It gives me like Jasmine vibes. And yeah, and in the end I finished with this older old boy. Again, the likeness maybe isn't there 100%, but I did enjoy all the lines, so that was good fun. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed this impromptu session from Budapest, and that you will hang out with me tomorrow again, and we are going to move on to actually approaching hair and how to draw hair. So it's going to be more of a lesson live instead of just me sketching, to show you my process. So I hope you have a lovely evening or rest of the day according to where you live in the world, and I will see you tomorrow. Bye!